All right, so I just want to welcome everyone who came to see the New Jersey National Guard tuition program for both Army and Air Force. And with me is Paul Lazaro, who is the Assistant Director, and he will explain to you about these benefit programs. Again, I want to say thank you for stopping by, watching this video, and we'll continue the show. Paul, if you would take it away, please.
All right, good morning. So we're going to be covering in November's Sergeant's Time training, we're going to be covering the New Jersey National Guard tuition program, an overview of what the program is and how to make it work for you. So you'll hear your National Guard unit members, your leadership, your recruiter tell you free tuition. New Jersey National Guard gives you free tuition. But it's a little more complicated than that. So we're going to go over 4 basic components to the program: your documentation, your FAFSA, your free application for federal student aid, enrollment on campus, so what you have to do as far as your courses, and the vet cert. Okay, we'll go over vet cert briefly. The in-house Rutgers veteran certification. All right, what do we need from you? Pretty simple. We need 2 documents from you, and that is it. The most common name that this document goes by is the Commander's Certificate. So the Army and the Air versions look a little different, not too different. They all have the same basic information. It has to have your name on it, your rank, your DoD ID number is automatically generated when the form is produced, your unit, the institution, Rutgers-Newark, and the semester that you're going to be using it for. You need one of these each semester. So this example, fall 2021, that's one that was submitted, winter 2022, spring 2022, and so on and so forth. A control number is going to be generated as well. This is a computer-generated form. If we receive a form that has a control number or a DoD ID number or anything handwritten, we cannot accept that. Okay, this is a computer-generated form. This control number is automatically generated by your unit when it's produced. 2 biggest things that we have to tell people to correct on their forms: signature blocks. Signature of National Guard member, that is you. You have to sign this form. Then your commander or their representative, it could be the commander, it could be the first sergeant, your platoon sergeant, your S1 NCO, whoever, their name, their rank, signature, okay? So please make sure that is the most common reason we reach out to you again and we say, hey, you gotta fix it. And that just delays the processing of your benefit. So, second document, DD-214, remember 4 copies. For some guardsmen, maybe your only active duty was basic training or AIT, that's fine. Your most recent DD-214, it has to be the member 4 copy because financial aid needs that for FAFSA verification. Not the member 1 copy, not the member 2 copy, member 4, please. Both of those get uploaded to that. Very easy, very simple. All right, the FAFSA. So this is completely out of our hands. This is between you and the U.S. Department of Education and our Office of Financial Aid. So, know your FAFSA deadlines. Go onto the website, go on to studentaid.gov, figure out what the deadline is for the upcoming year, and make sure that you're tracking as far as getting that FAFSA submitted on time. Some of the information that you're going to need, keep in mind, this is not a comprehensive list. This is just something to get you started. Know your Social Security number, account balances, checking, savings, things like that. Your previous tax returns, previous year's tax returns. Okay, any investments that you might have. And here's an important one: if you receive disability compensation from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, know your non-taxable income. If you get a disability compensation every month, if you get a pension, anything like that, just know that amount because they will ask you for it. Okay. Go on to FAFSA, onto the website, create your ID, and you can complete this form. You can complete it manually on paper. Don't do that. It takes forever to process. fill it out online on the website, or the My Student Aid app can be downloaded on your mobile device, and you can complete it there. Those are the two fastest methods that are recommended for completing the FAFSA. Keep in mind that you might be asked to follow up on something, maybe some bit of information, maybe you left something out, maybe Department of Ed needs more documentation. Financial aid office on campus, Rutgers-Newark Financial Aid is going to reach out to you. Comply with that follow-up, because that delays the processing of your FAFSA. Without a determination on your FAFSA, your New Jersey National Guard tuition program benefit cannot be processed. Okay? So, even though this is, seems like it doesn't really have a whole lot to do, those follow-ups are very important, because that's another place where soldiers and airmen get hung up. Complying with those follow-ups. All right? Enrollment, pretty simple. Enroll in your classes. You can't have a financial aid benefit. You can't have a National Guard tuition benefit if you're not enrolled in classes. Okay? We just had priority registration that began last week for spring 2022. Enroll in your courses. Okay? Every semester, this should be, standard operating procedure for everyone. Meet with your academic advisor or your program manager prior to early registration. Their appointment schedules get booked pretty quickly because everybody knows registration is coming up. Meet with your academic advisors, your program managers, if you're a grad student, post-grad. Plan out your next semester schedule. The registration opens up, go into WebRite, register for your courses. Simple as that. Not much needs to be said about it. Okay, VetCert. So the Rutgers Online Veteran Certification System. That is our in-house website where you let us know, hey, I want to use my benefit. That's where you provide us with your documentation and your request to use the benefit. Okay, this is what you need to do. As soon as you can, as soon as you get that commander cert, even if you're a whole 6 months ahead of time or whatever, upload that document. Get it in there that you don't have to worry about. DD-214, once we have it, you don't have to provide it again, unless you have more active duty service. That's come up, like with some of the activations the National Guard's been having recently. If you want to update it, give us a new one. If your commander cert, every semester, you need a new one. Every semester you want to use the benefit, you have to have a new one. So get that in as soon as you can. Be proactive. Talk to your unit ahead of time. Let your first line supervisor, your NCO, let them know, hey, I'm going to Rutgers-Newark next semester. Get it in. In October and in March, those are the months prior to registration for the next semester. That's when you should be making your advising. A month ahead of time before early registration comes up to make sure you meet your advisor. And double check your FAFSA for the upcoming year. Currently, we're in the 2021-2022 FAFSA year. Come around March again, maybe 22-23. Make sure you're up to speed on your FAFSA. Early registration, like I said, just started last week. If you've already done your advising appointment, your FAFSA is good to go, you're halfway done. Meet with your advisors, register for your classes. 1 day later, after you've registered for courses, you will be able to request enrollment certification in VetCert. What that means is you'll be able to go into VetCert and let us know, hey, Veteran Affairs, I want to use my New Jersey National Guard benefit for the spring 22 semester. Submit that request. We receive it. Financial aid works. If you're not able to select a semester from the drop-down menu, reach out to us. There could be an error somewhere along the lines. We'll go ahead and get that straightened out. But most of the time, works nice and smooth. So, some of the details of the program, right? If you receive a grant or a scholarship, so a federal Pell Grant, a New Jersey tuition aid grant called a TAG award, any kind of scholarships like Run to the Top, Scarlet Promise, if you receive an external scholarship from an agency or an organization, those funds get used towards your term bill first. That's why this is not technically free tuition, because funds are being used. Once those funds are exhausted, say it's only a couple $1,000 in grants and stuff, and you still have a term bill, that's when your tuition program kicks in and waives the rest of your tuition bill, leaving you with the fees, right? You have to maintain satisfactory academic progress. Another benefits meeting with your academic advisor. Make sure you're on track to graduate, make sure you're progressing towards your degree goal, okay? If you fail to meet the standards that are set by your academic school, financial aid can say, you're not meeting satisfactory academic progress, tuition program cannot be used. Okay? So stay on top of that. In-state tuition. If you happen to live in the state of New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, wherever, if you're a member of the New Jersey National Guard, when you're air, you get a commander certificate from New Jersey, the school gives you in-state tuition. You don't have to worry about that. That's something we do on our end, regardless of your state of residence. Additional degrees, you finish up your undergrad, you want to stay here for grad or postgrad, or you want to go to another school, approved school within New Jersey, program covers that. It's not just one degree, you can get as many degrees as you want. Withdrawing, should you have to withdraw for any reason, one class, two classes, withdraw from the entire semester, please let us know. Follow all of the university's policies and rules for dropping courses. Okay? Notify your academic advisor, let us know. Whatever the policy is for your academic school, follow it. Because you don't want to end up owing money that you could have avoided owing. The GI Bill. You can use the GI Bill concurrently at the same time as the New Jersey National Guard Tuition Program. There's 9/11 GI Bill, every GI Bill selected reserve, Chapter 35 dependent educational assistance, etc. Those programs can be used at the same time. So, who helps you out with this benefit? This is who you got. You got Lewis, myself, the Office of Veteran Affairs, along with our team of VA work study students, some of whom are using this program as well. You have the other school certifying officials, so Mr. Daniel Villanueva, Ms. Mylene Tenorio, they are also on this team as well. You have the Office of Financial Aid. You have a financial aid counselor that is assigned to work with you based on the first letter of your last name. The wonderful folks in student accounting are the ones who do all the processing of the funds and applying it to your term bill and issuing refunds. Most importantly, you end up doing the majority of this legwork. Without the work that you do, this does not happen. Okay? So you are a key part of making this benefit program work. Who does what? Okay, so Lewis and myself and the work studies in the Office of Veteran Affairs, we do the outreach. If there's anything we need from you, we let you know. We provide information on the program. We hold info sessions such as this. And we're going to be verifying your documents. You submit a commander certificate. 9 times out of 10, Lewis looks at it before I do. But either way, one of the two of us will take a look at it. Make sure that it has those elements that we mentioned before. Your signatures, right school, it's the right semester, not handwritten. Okay? So that's our role in this. And then we'll reach out to you if there are any inconsistencies you need to be corrected. Financial aid. When you complete your FAFSA, financial aid accesses it, looks it over. They're the ones who process it. Anything is missing, they're the ones who are going to reach out to you. We don't always know about it. Sometimes they include this on the communication, but they don't always. We've gotten emails from financial aid stating that they've reached out to a student 10, 11, 12 times, and they have no other way to get a hold of you. They cannot finish your financial aid application without information from you. So please don't ignore it. Student accounting. Any of the aid that comes in, grants, scholarships, etc., they're the ones who apply it to your term. If there's still tuition to be covered, they're the ones who waive it, leaving you responsible for fees. Okay? If a refund is needed, you got $15,000 in aid and it completely covers your term bill, tuition and all, they're the ones who process that refund. Okay? You, as I said, you are an integral part of this. You provide the documentation and you follow the rules and make sure that you're sticking to the the letter of the program. All right, so it's a great program. I used it myself for years before I was eligible for the post-9/11 GI Bill while I was in the New Jersey Army National Guard. I could not have gotten my associate degree without it. Okay, it's a great program, but again, it is not free tuition. Money does get exchanged. Okay, if you're not eligible for any financial aid at all, then yes, there is a substantial amount that's paid, but there is still money exchanged. It's not completely free tuition. It's going to help you afford a college education. Say you're not eligible for the post-9/11 GI Bill. This is going to help you afford college, leaving you responsible for a much smaller portion. Okay? But if you want to have this work, there are guidelines, there are standards that need to be met, and you are responsible for adherence. Okay? Lewis, myself, the other school certifying officials, the Office of Financial Aid, the Office of Student Accounting, we're all here to help you make it work. But in the end, it is your benefit. So, if you have any questions after this video, you are more than welcome to come by the Office of Veteran Affairs and meet one-on-one with Lewis, myself, with our VA work studies in Conklin Hall, rooms 213, 214, and 214A. Our contact info is also here. I'm going to let Lewis go over that.
Okay, so I just want to say thank you to everyone who was watching this video. I hope it was very insightful. Please, if you have any questions, ask them under the comment section below. Okay, you can also follow us on Instagram. So the QR code is there. Just whip out your phone, put on your camera, and it'll take you directly to our Instagram page. I only say this because all our events that we have towards you for our student veteran, current military members, and their dependents, we have specific events for you. So to be updated in these events, please follow our Instagram. Okay. And with that being said, thank you so much, everyone, for watching the video.